this course, my basic concern would be for 11g release 2. My I would be covering overall the version 11g R2 along with the 10g as well. Okay, and wherever required, I would be giving you the differences that we have. The things which has been changed currently in the Oracle 12c version. So I would be giving you some basics on 12c as well. Okay, the prerequisite for this Oracle Database 11g R2 course is Unix and Linux. You should have basic knowledge on Unix and Linux, and the SQL. SQL is basically a structured query language that we use, which is used to interact with the Oracle databases. So whatever you want to do, whatever changes, whatever you want to do in the database, you have to use SQL queries.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, and as you must be knowing that Oracle DBA is very challenging job, okay, and it's also a very demanding job. Okay, so when we talk about the database, when we talk about the database market, you must be knowing like around more than 70% of market has been occupied by Oracle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and as you guys are gonna enroll for this courses, so you must be knowing, right? Means what's the why someone has to learn Oracle database, right? You know the importance of data, right? Am I right?
Yep.
Yes.
It's how much our data is important, right? So to manage the data, and so basically banks, insurance companies, or any gift card companies, prepaid companies, they usually use Oracle. They always prefer to go with the Oracle database. The utmost reason for this is security. Oracle provides a better security than other databases that we have in the market. It's completely secure, means we have got lots of advanced feature. It's not all about, just installation of the databases and all. We have got many features. If you want to replicate, if you want to have a standby of the database so that, if something, disastrous happen, what we can do is, we can switch the role of our, database to the standby database. So everything, every user connections, everything will be moved to the standby database. Okay, so that our standby database can be used and our business can go smoothly. We'll also see how to manage an Oracle instance. Okay, means we have got lots of tools, right, to manage Enterprise Manager, and from SQL Plus also we can query and we can see lots of steps. We'll first start with the Oracle architecture. We'll see what are the components we have, okay, what about instance, databases, what all parameter files we have, and of course the background processes that we have in Oracle. We'll see, we'll see on each and every processes, what it does, what kind of task it performs from time to time. Okay, then we'll go ahead with the Oracle installation and creation. I will basically this complete track will be DBA track will be based on Linux. Linux OEL Oracle Enterprise Linux 5 version. Okay, and the database which we would be using is 11g release 2. Okay. If needed, I can also show you the installation of Oracle 12c as well, because 12c is complete different one. Okay, means we have got a lots of features in Oracle 12c.
Okay.
And slowly all the organizations are moving from 11g to 12c versions because of the features, because they have introduced a lot of features. They have made Oracle DBA's life very much easy.
Okay.
So first we'll go ahead with the installation of 11g, okay, on Linux. I will also teach you how to deinstall, how to safely and properly deinstall an Oracle from a server. Okay. The tool which we'll use to create the database would be DBCA. Okay, from this tool this is an Oracle tool. So we'll invoke this from the Linux machine and we will install the databases.
Okay.
But I will also teach you how to create the database manually, means from SQL query. create database, we'll have to write some more parameters. We have to provide some more parameters, and we'll create the database from the SQL query. I will show you how to manage and configure Oracle Enterprise Manager. Okay, and how to delete databases from the Enterprise Manager. Then let me tell you about this DBA ID. For every for every database is running on a server, it has got its own ID, which is called DBA ID, a unique ID for each and every databases. Okay, so they are actually hard code with the database. We can't change it. Means if you want to change it, there's a tool. Okay, there's a tool, and it requires some steps to follow. So I would be showing you that as well, how to change the DBA ID. And changing the database name also is possible. Okay, so we'll see how to change the database name when I start my session. Then we have something called client software. Suppose our database server is located in Los Angeles, okay, and I am here in India. I want to connect to the database. So I got to use a software which is called Oracle Client Software, okay, which is basically used to connect remotely to a database. So it's just a very light software, around 200 MB. We got to install it. We got to then configure it. We have something called TNS names.ora, okay, which is related to the network part. So we are going to confirm, we got to configure some parameters, and after that we can connect directly to the database in no time. After that, I would be going ahead with the table space management and space management, which is really an important task for a DBA. And when we talk about a DBA's day-to-day life, so managing table spaces, data files is it's a very important job, okay, because if your application is being used, if users are working on the databases, your database will keep on growing, right? And you must be knowing that data in the database are always stored in the table spaces.
Mm-hmm.
So someday we got to manage table spaces, right? So data files, we will see how to add data files, how to resize a data file. How to alter a table space, okay? How to take a table space offline, how to put it back online. This all steps we'll see in table space management. Then we'll go ahead with storage structures. Okay, when I talk about storage, we have got a lots of entities, like we have got OS blocks, then we have database blocks, DB block, then we have got extents, segments. Okay, these are all the properties of storage. Okay. Then we'll go ahead with the indexes. Indexes is a logical object of a database. Okay, it's just like an index of a textbook. So before indexes, we'll see the tables. Okay, how to create a table, how to manage a table, how to go ahead with the DML operations, how to insert, how to delete, how to update data in the tables. After that, we're going to see these indexes. This indexes basically, this when we talk about the performance tuning, so this indexes comes first. Okay, this indexes helps a lot in order to tune your databases. Let me know, guys, if you have any questions. Okay.
Okay.
No, we're okay.
Then we have something called undo data. Okay, so suppose see undo data, when I say about undo data, it always comes to the undo table spaces. Undo table space is the one where it stores on all the undo data of the databases.
Okay.
Then we'll also see the flashback feature. Okay, this is a feature where we can take our table a schema or our database to a back in time. It's just like the restore that we have in Windows, right? If something happens to our Windows computer, we try to open the restore part, right? We try to see if we have any restore point created, and if it's available, then what we do is we switch to that restore point. The same thing applies in the flashback. If we have any issues in the database, if something happened, if someone's inserted a lots of data into the database into some table, and client comes back to it and says that we don't want this, we didn't want this to happen, please restore our table to back in time like yesterday or before yesterday. So that can be done through this feature, flashback. Okay, we can flashback a table to the back in time, provided we have a restore point available. Okay. After that, we'll see about control files. What is a control file? Basically, control file is the file where it stores the metadata information about the databases. Then we have redo log files. Okay, redo log files are something where Oracle writes all the current transactions happening in the databases. Every changes, every transactions happening in the databases, all things will be get recorded in the redo log files. How to multiplex, how to create control files, how to create redo log files. Okay, how to create redo log groups and members. Everything we are gonna see under this topic.
Okay.
And once in a while, means when you are working, you will get requests to manage, to create some users, right? So if you have a database working, which is up and running and used by clients, so once in a while you would be getting requests to create some users, right? So this, user creations will come under this user management. How to manage a user, how to create, how to, provide a password to that user. Then table space quota, how much space that user is going to utilize in the table space. Okay, everything we will cover under this topic. We have something called resources, profiles, privileges and roles, what privileges to assign and what roles to assign to what users. Everything will manage under user management. Then we'll go ahead with the networking part. Okay, networking is very interesting and very important thing. Okay. So we'll see how to configure a listener. Okay. The tool which is used is NetCA, Net Configuration Assistant. And under this topic, we'll also see, how to configure, how to manage a listener, how to start, stop, and how to configure a listener.
Okay.
Basically, all the networking steps required for Oracle DBA we're going to cover under this topic. Then we have export imports. Okay, means how to take an export of a table. Okay, how to exclude some object. If you don't want, under this table, if you don't want to, means include some rows, we can do that. Suppose if you're taking an export of a schema, okay, and you don't want these tables to be, included in the backup, we have got an option for that as well. So it's very customized. Okay, if you are taking it, it all depends upon the customer's requirement. If customer has whatever customers requires, we can do that. There's a lots of features available, lots of parameters available in XPDP. We can use that. And for information, we can also do a full database export and import using this tool. Okay.
Okay.
The tool used is EXPDP and IMPDP. Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I will also, show you how to take export of a schema through network link. Means, I will take the export of a remote database.
Okay.
Our database would be running on a different server, and I would be taking the export of that database from a completely different server using the network link. Then under this course, means this 11g course, I'm gonna give you just an overview on the Oracle Data Guard. Okay, what is Oracle Data Guard? Okay, means how it is implemented. Just the overview. I will also going to teach you how the architecture of Data Guard,
Okay.
how it works. Okay, and these topics I won't cover under this because this is really an advanced course. Okay. So this is really out of scope for this course. So I will just give you the architecture knowledge. Okay.
Okay.
Backend and recovery will see complete. using the RMAN is a tool, right? It's an inbuilt tool. It's a free tool from Oracle, Recovery Manager, which we'll use to backup and restore databases.
Okay.
Are we
I will
gonna
try
cover
to,
RMAN?
come again, Harriet?
Are we gonna cover RMAN?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like means we'll try to bring some real-time situations on on the databases. Like I will corrupt a data file. Okay, then I will try to start my database. Okay, so it won't come up. So a recovery would be required, right? So we'll try to restore it first. Then we'll go ahead with the recovery. So I will try my best level. I will try my best to show you lots of situations where a recovery is required, and I will show you how to recover the database as well in those
Okay,
situations.
I have a question. I
Yeah.
have a question. Okay, I mean, it's a suggestion. Me and my classmates, we are okay with it. I was saying when we get to the data guard, and if you just tell us about the architecture, maybe we ourselves as students, we could take it upon us like a project, and are we allowed to do that on each and every one server if we want to?
Yeah, sure. That would be really nice. Yes. You can do
Okay.
that. Okay. You can, if you want, means for each and every means topics, I would be giving you a project.
Okay, yes, that would be
If
great. If you could just give us the
yeah,
project outlines, the steps,
sure.
and we can coordinate ourselves and we could
Yeah.
do it back and forth with one another.
Yes.
We could pair up
For each and
ourselves.
yes. If you are interested in that, what I will do it, after covering each modules, I'm gonna put some real scenarios. Okay, I'm gonna put some real scenarios questions. I'm gonna give it to you guys, and I want you to finish it up. Okay.
Okay, thank you. That would be great.
Yeah. So before Arman, I will be showing you how to configure the Arman environment, how to configure the channels, how to enable some parameters, which would be really necessary for our databases.
Okay.
And we have, I will show you how to, take full backup, how to take a differential backup, cumulative backup, how to take backups as a compressed one. Okay. All these things will cover under RMAN.
Okay.
I'm gonna also teach you the differences between that we have in hot and cold backups. Okay. And there's something older method of taking backup, which is the user managed backup and recovery. Okay, I will show you how to take a user managed backups. Okay, we'll see the database cloning as well, how to clone a database from a different server, to a different server.
Mm-hmm.
In common language, I can say that how to move a database from one server to another server.
Okay, for reasons like
This can be done in means we have got a lot of ways, but I will show you the first basic one using the export import.
Okay.
Is it same as the data migration or moving data?
Yeah, data migration. Yes, correct. Data migration.
yeah, like say you want to refresh an environment. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Mm. So so we will clone using RMAN.
We'll see that as well. First, we'll see how to do it from AXPDP, and then from RMAN as well. We'll see that.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you going to show like how to use like Contap?
Yeah, if you're interested, yeah, surely I will show you how to schedule a job. How to
Yeah.
schedule. Means I will write a small script, and I will,
Okay.
I will be, scheduling it through the contract. I will
Okay.
show you how it runs. Okay, how to troubleshoot it. If any error occurs, how to do that, how to troubleshoot it. I will show you.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I would be also covering ASM part. Okay, I would be giving you some basics overview and architectural knowledge of ASM, which
Okay.
is automatic storage management.
Storage
Okay,
management.
yeah. So basically, I have my own. Can you see my screen right now?
Yes, I
Okay.
see it. Mhm.
Yeah. So this is my server. Okay. Let me.
So you're working on like party?
So currently, as you can see, I have 3 instances on my server. Okay. So one is SRC, one is test, and I have another instance which is the ASM instance.
So
Okay.
is that a rack environment?
No, this is not a rack and roll. This is a standalone server. Okay, I just have a standalone database called SRC, which is running on ASM.
Oh, it's running on ASM. Okay, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this is basically I will be giving you architectural knowledge of ASM, and I will be showing you how it really looks from inside. How to
Okay.
use ASM, how to connect to ASM, everything will be done, practically.
Okay. I have a question. I didn't think that I uh, I don't know why I used to think that for you to install the end software, you have to install it inside a grid home and along with the clusterware. So that's why I was confused, thinking that it has to only do with rack when you have ASM, because you install both of them in the clusterware and ASM into the grid home. That's what I thought. That's why I was
Yeah,
asking.
basically, when a client is using, RSC, they would be using ASM, but it's not mandatory that, if you have rack in your environment, so it's compulsory that you should use ASM, okay? ASM
Okay.
is related to your storage, okay? ASM is totally related to your storage part, okay? If you want, to see what happens if we don't use ASM, so we got to manage, each and every data files, right, by our own. So
Okay.
it's OMF actually, Oracle managed files, okay? But in ASM, what happens is we need not worry about the files. It's ASM who's going to take care of each and every files. We just have to specify the disk group name.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
In ASM, we only deal with the disk groups, not the files. It's the
Oh,
ASM which, automatically gonna create a file with its own naming convention, and it's gonna, it has got its own ways to handle that.
okay. 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 All right.
Okay.
I understand it.
So, means ASM instance manual. I will show you how to create an ASM instance manually. Okay.
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 This, migrating database to ASM using RMAN. Also, a couple of days back, I migrated my ASM from non-ASM to ASM. This database of mine, SRC, was not using ASM, so I migrated from OMF to ASM.
Okay.
Okay.
And for that, I also prepared my own document, each step by step. I will share you when we take up the ASM part.
Okay.
So this is a advanced course. Okay, this will come under an advanced course. Implementation of data guard standby. This will also comes under the advanced course. If you go ahead with advanced courses, then we'll take up that.
Yes, I will take that.
Yeah.
Especially
Then database.
Patching,
Yeah.
patching would be like patches would be applying patches and everything would be in the advanced courses.
Patches I will show you here. No
well,
problem.
I guess this kind of patch is when we are dealing with upgrade, right?
Yes, yes. So patching, when we talk about patching, we have got two types of patching. Okay.
Yes, I know. The
One we have,
CPU and the whole patch.
yeah. That's right. Yes. So I will show you, how to apply a patch. It's not a big deal.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not. I'm very interested in performance tuning, though, if you can teach me that too.
Oh, is it? So currently, for a client which I'm working on, means basically I work on this performance tuning. Okay. So if you really want to learn this, we will start with the AWR, automatic
Yes,
workload repository.
yes, how to create
How,
an
how,
AWR report.
how to create a AWR report, then I will show you, means I will teach you how to read a AWR report, what all parameters we have in the AWR report, which we got to see, which we got to tune, so that, we can query we can tune our SQL query.
Okay, perfect.
How to then we'll see how to, enable tracing for a particular SQL query. Okay. How to create explain plan. I will teach you how to, means how to fetch explain plan. Then, how to read the explain plan. Then how to how to tune the SQL query.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw some lights on row migration and row chaining as well. Okay.
Thank you.
Very interesting and very demanding feature we have in Oracle database. This performance tuning. Okay.
Yes, it is very demanding.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna teach you guys about RAC, RAC, Google Application Clusters. I will just give you an overview of RAC and means what all the parameters are. I will show you some parameters as well. Okay. But since this is a totally advanced course, so I'm not gonna teach you how to install RAC environment. Okay, how to upgrade RAC environment. This will come under advanced courses.
Okay.
This Golden Gate also, this comes under advanced course. Okay, this is a replication tool. Okay, this is very, means not all organizations are using it, but slowly and slowly, everyone is choosing to Golden Gate. Totally different track.
What's the difference between Oracle Golden Gate and the streams, the links?
Yes. Yeah. Stream is the older one. Okay, it was used when I talk about Oracle 8i, 9i. At that time, streams were used. Okay, but this Golden Gate is a complete upgraded version of streams.
Oh, okay.
A lots of features, a lots of parameters, a lots of changes has been done in Golden Gate.
Okay.
Streams were just a small feature, okay, but this Golden Gate is a complete different package. We have got a file, installation. It's like RAC, okay. For RAC we need the grid infrastructure, right? So the same in Golden Gate we have the installation file. It's 250 MB or 300 MB file. So we got to install it, okay. Then configure all the parameters. Then we'll start the replication.
Okay.
Because if someone is using, if a client is using Golden Gate, they can achieve minimal downtime using Golden Gate. Very much demanding feature.
Just as RAC, right?
Yeah. Very much demanding like RAC. But this RAC and Golden Gates are totally different. Okay. This is a replication tool. This is just a replication tool.
Oh yes. No, yes, I know that. I know. But I was just saying it helps with high availability just as RAC.
Yes, high availability, yes. When you talk about high availability, then surely it's gonna help. Then I will end my course with some real-time project discussion. Okay, I will discuss how the real environment works. Means I will discuss about the ITIL framework. For your information, I am an ITIL certified V3 certified person. Okay, so this ITIL is basically a framework under which we have got certain definitions, like how to work. Okay, means it all discusses about the processes that we have in all the organizations. Okay, how we deal with the incidents, how we deal with the changes of database, how we deal with the problem management of the databases. Everything is described under this framework, ITIL.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna discuss on some real-time monitoring tools that we use. BMC is the giant company. Okay, BMC, we have got BMC Remedy, BMC ITSM, These are the monitoring tools which are used in real times to monitor the database servers.
Okay.
Then I'm going to discuss how to work in real time following the, each and every organization processes.
Okay.
See, if you know how to start a database, that doesn't mean that if you join an organization, if they ask you, you can go ahead and start a database. They must have, they will have a certain process to do that. Okay. Maybe you got to see some other parameters. Maybe you got to see if anyone is working on not the database. Okay, then you can decide, and then you can go ahead with the startup.
Okay.
Then at the end, I'm going to show you, how to use Putty, Super Putty. Okay, the basics of these tools. SQL Developer, Toad, WinSAP. WinSAP is basically used to transfer a file from your local machine to the, remote server. Then we have Xming. Xming is basically, if whenever you work, you won't have the access to the physical Linux server, right? You will be connecting remotely. So what if you want to, install a database, or if you want to invoke a GUI tool from that server? So this tool will come into the picture. You should have Xming installed on your server. Then, small configuration. Then you could invoke any GUI tool from that server.
Oh, okay.